Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jump, and today I'm doing my top 5 favourite tracks from Wave 6 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, with the recent release of the Wave 6, um, we have been given the last 8 tracks of of the wave and of the game as a whole. So in this video, I'll be going over some of my favourite tracks from every or 5 favourite tracks from the wave that we recently received. So to start off with is Daisy's Circuit. Now, out of this is like the most out of all the tracks, probably the most like peaceful sort of one, as I said in my review on Monday. And I just like how it just feels like you can like just do like various parts of the track. Like I said before, there's a small shortcut you can do. If with where because there's this like sort of like cut out wooden piranha plant where you can do a small shortcut. And there's like some of the fountain statue areas with like both Luigi, Daisy, and both baby Luigi and baby Daisy. And yeah, I feel like this can be like if you have like because of the whole customization of items, this can be depending on which items you have can be quite chaotic. I would say, like if you have like bombs, bullet bills, blue shells, super horns, those kinds of items, they can be quite, I would say, a bit chaotic depending on which items you're using at a specific time. And yeah, this can be very like one of those tracks that can be very down to the wire. If you're playing with friends and just you just want to like yeah, just it can be really chaotic and stuff like that if you're playing with friends and have certain items on and off, so that sort of thing. For number 4 is Bowser's Castle 3. Now, this is from the original Mario Kart game for the SNES, and when you compare both versions of the track, you can clearly see that. I would say that the 8 Deluxe version of the track is probably a whole lot better than the one for the SNES, because the SNES version of the game was the very first one in the series, and that was like a very basic track with lava and swamps and dino piranha plants here and there. But with this particular version of Bowser's Castle 3, it takes advantage of the anti-grav that the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as well as the Wii U version of the game have, and I think this does really well in terms of the anti-gravity, because anti-grav, as I said before, is such a huge part of 8 and 8 Deluxe. I think with Bowser's Castle 3, it does a really good job of using the anti-grav, because you use the anti-gravity for like half of the track at least, and that's really cool, and I think a nice add-on to that particular track, and gives it a new coat of paint in a way, instead of just having just one flat track and just having those booster side panels you see sometimes every now and again, and you can just do like tricks, and that becomes a bit of anti-gravity here and there. So with Bowser's Castle 3, I think what really stood out to me was the whole anti-gravity thing for about half the track, and I think it's a really awesome and nice upgrade to the original track. For number 3 is DK Mountain. Now, this is a really, I think, one of my favourite like mountain type areas, because it's kind of like Mount Wario with one of the, I think, Rumbling Mountain or Rumbling Volcano. I don't 100% remember the name, but it's like the volcano one with the falling bits of the track. And it's like, to me, it felt DK Mountain kind of like it feels like a combination of both of them, because not only do you have to go up a mountain and then go back down, but you also have to avoid all these different boulders and stuff like that, and you also have to avoid different pitfalls here and there, and that's really, I think that what makes DK Mountain fun, just having just a bit of like bits and bobs here and there just to avoid, and yeah, it can be really cool. And again, this is like another one of those tracks that can be quite chaotic if you have particular items on with the customization option. Like you could have, green shells going about the place. You could have red shells. You could have a few bombs here and there. Maybe some banana skins, banana peels, and yeah, that could be. And then DK Mountain could be is a really awesome track. And again, if you play with friends, it could be even more chaotic and a whole lot more fun. But yeah, I think it's a really cool and interesting mountain-based track. And also, I didn't notice until I was getting footage for the game or for this particular track. You can hear your character that you're playing echo when you're going through the cannon. So I didn't really notice that until I was getting footage for the game or for the track. For number 2, it's Rosalina's Ice World. Now, with this track, I do really like the whole snow-based theme that this track is going on, because it feels like in terms of ice-themed tracks, and probably tracks in general, this is probably the strictest track in terms of turns and corners and stuff like that, because in the beginning of the track, you have this sort of ice part where there's a pitfall on the side, and you have to really try and make sure you don't fall off. And this is a good setup for mainly banana skins. So you could have you could have 3 or 4 depending on which items you get in terms of the bananas, because you could have the triple bananas and then the singular banana, and you can set it up so that multiple people could bump into each of them and probably fall off the side if they're not fast enough to turn. And I do like the whole going from one. I think about halfway through the track, either going on top of the ice or below it, kind of like Shivering Sherbet land track, that one where you have to you can go underneath the water and do a sort of shortcut, or which is basically just a different direction, would use the anti-grav towards the end, or you could just use the ice and just dodge the penguins and the huge icebergs. So that's really cool. And yeah, and when it came to the ice, the top of the ice bit, I didn't know that. Well, you can use the ice, the ice, but you can also use the side of it, as you can see now. And you can kind of use it, but I would say don't, because one, that the two sides are full of snow, so that they'll make you slow down, and you'll probably have a better chance of going on top of the ice or under it without mushrooms and stuff like that. So overall, Rosalina's Ice World is cool, and plus it's got references to Mario Galaxy, which is probably my favourite Mario game. And for number 1 is Rainbow Road. Now, I would say that since playing the cup, or this particular track, I would say this is probably my favourite version of Rainbow Road, because it feels like the most polished. Because Rainbow Road, I think it's well known by everyone who's played Mario Kart, whether it's the first one or the most current version. The Rainbow Road is probably the hardest track, or the track that causes the most chaos and stuff like that. And with the Wii version of Rainbow Road, I would say it's the best one, because the turns feel right, and it feels the most polished, and I feel like you can do the most tricks and stuff like that every now and again on certain parts of the track. And I do like how this, like with Rosalina's Ice World, this is referencing Mario Galaxy, with the star bits, and the track itself feels like it comes from Mario Galaxy, a bit in the background maybe. And yeah, and it's such a fun track, and I do like how you can just use a launch star to go from one part of the track to another and do some tricks and stuff. And this entire track uses anti-gravity, another track that does use that feature. And yeah, it takes advantage of the anti-gravity quite easily. And yeah, I just think it's a nice, fun track, and it feels like the most polished track out of any version of Rainbow Road. So yeah, so that's been my top 5 favorite tracks from Wave 6 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.